Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to start kind of a little series here on my channel, and I'm sure many of you have seen these videos going around on YouTube. xoxo has done quite a few of them on her channel, but this is going to be a decluttering mini series where I'm going to be taking you through my bathroom, my makeup collection, my nail polishes, lipsticks, pretty much everything that I own, and we are going to be decluttering them. So as you can tell by the title below, this video is going to be decluttering all of my foundations. So I'm going to take you through all of my foundations, and we're going to throw away the ones that I don't use. We're going to keep some ones, and we're going to have some maybes. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of this mini series. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you rather not see these videos? So I want you guys to watch this first one and kind of let me know your thoughts. Make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy. Make sure to go down and subscribe and turn on your notifications. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Let's go ahead and get started. So in this drawer that you are seeing is where I keep all of my foundations, all of my concealers, and I have a trash bag right here because we are going to be getting rid of a ton of these foundations because some of them I bought just for first impression reasons and I didn't really end up liking them. Some of these are ones that I've worn only a couple times, and some of these are just old that we're going to be getting rid of. So it goes all the way to the back here, like where my hand is where the back is. So this first one that I am picking up is the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir liquid foundation, and this one I am definitely going to be keeping because this foundation is actually seriously amazing. I am in the shade 720, and I did not do a first impressions on this because when I bought it I was super excited to try it, and I really ended up liking it. I wore this for quite a few weeks actually, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. I've always really liked CoverGirl foundations. I just always found them to be very good and just very enjoyable for me, so I will be keeping this one. This next CoverGirl one I think I'm going to get rid of just because it is almost gone. However, this is definitely a repurchase for me. This is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I'm in the shade 115. This is just a fresh complexion oil-free foundation. I did do a first impressions of this on my channel quite a long time ago, but I do really like this foundation. I repurchased it several times, but since it is like almost gone, there's like nothing left in the tube. I will get rid of this, but I will be sure to repurchase this for sure. The next one that we're going to pick up is a high-end foundation, Dior Skin Forever foundation in the shade 020. This was actually a birthday present for me from my coworker, and this is definitely one that I am for sure going to keep because one, it is very, very expensive, and two, I absolutely love this foundation. I did mention this in a favorites video not too long ago, but this foundation is amazing and I love the way it makes my skin look. So this one is a definite keep. The next one that I'm going to pick out is another keep for sure, and that is my Mary Kay Day Radiance Cream Foundation in the shade Delicate Beige. This is the foundation I have been loving lately, and this is the first foundation I ever started wearing when I jumped into the makeup world. So I will be keeping this one for sure because it is one of my all-time favorites. This next one is very, very old, but I am going to keep it just in case I ever come across it again, and that is my Revlon Photo Ready liquid foundation in the shade 05 Natural Beige. If you guys do or do not know, this is my hands down all-time favorite foundation from Revlon. I love this stuff. I used to use this for years and years and years, and then one day I went out to get it again and I just could not find it. They only sell the Airbrush Ready or something like that foundation, and I don't like that because it's just very glittery. I do still really like this foundation. There is a little bit left in here, so I'm just saving this for like when I want a really bomb ass makeup day because this foundation is just amazing. So I am going to keep this for sure. The next foundation that I'm going to pull out of here is this one by Revlon. This is the Revlon Age Defying DNA Advantage foundation, and I did do a first impressions of this on my channel, but to be perfectly honest with you guys, I was not that big of a fan of this. The main thing that I didn't like about it is there wasn't enough coverage for me personally, And another thing is it really irritated my eyes. Like every time I would wear this foundation, my eyes would get super itchy, painful, watery, just not a good time with this foundation. So I am going to be getting rid of it. I did get quite a few uses out of it, but I just can't handle the amount of eye pain that comes with this foundation. So this is going to be our first one that we are going to chuck in the trash. The next foundation is another Revlon. This is the Revlon Color Stay in the shade 180. I also did a first impressions of this on my channel. A majority of the foundations that you're going to see in here I have done first impressions on. If you are curious, just go ahead and check out my makeup playlist and they will be in there. But this one I did really like, so I will hang on to this one. The only complaint that I have with this one is probably the color. It does seem to be a little too light, but I do like the coverage and all that good stuff. So I'll probably hang on to him a little bit longer. The next one is this one by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Treatment Makeup, and this is in the shade Buff Beige. As you can see, I have gotten pretty decent amount of use out of this foundation, and to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't absolutely love it, but I didn't absolutely hate it. Just kind of one of those in-between things, but I think I'm going to get rid of it just because the sponge on top, I feel like it's just kind of unsanitary and really gross. Every time I use this foundation, I always made sure to like wash my face really good, but I don't know, the sponge just looks kind of gross to me and just something that I don't want to continue using. So I will go ahead and chuck this guy in the trash and probably won't repurchase this unless they come out with like different packaging for it, because I don't know, I wasn't really that big of a fan of the sponge on top. So far we've gotten rid of 3 foundations and we have kept 5. So maybe we can do a little bit better than this. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I have this one in the back, and this is a Physicians Formula foundation. I don't know the exact name of this. This is the Physicians Formula Nude Wear Touch of Glow foundation in the shade Light Medium. I've had this for a few years now and I've used it quite a few times, and I'm probably going to say goodbye to it just because this is a dewy foundation. This foundation does give you quite a bit of shine to your skin, and some people like that. However, I'm someone who has very oily skin, so for me, I don't know, I just didn't really like the glow, because then when my skin would get super oily, it just looked a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? But this was a good foundation. It did oxidize quite a bit, but I did really like it while it lasted. But I think it's just time to say goodbye to it and retire it, which I'm kind of sad about because I do really like the packaging of this one. Just like the cute little bow on top, I don't know, but yeah, we'll probably say goodbye to this guy too. The next foundation is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Finish Foundation. I'm in the shade 35, which is nude beige. As you can see, this one is almost gone, and I did really like this foundation. I used this for quite a few months on end just because I really liked the way it made my skin look. I really liked the pump top. It was easy to pump out onto my skin and get the right amount of foundation that I needed. I'll probably get rid of it just because it is almost gone and I have a bunch of other foundations that I need to use first. So yeah, but I do really like this foundation. I do recommend it, and I will probably repurchase it in the future if I am in dire need of a foundation. I really liked this one. But the next foundation that I'm going to pull out of here is another very expensive one. This is my Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo foundation. This is the 24-hour wear, and I'm in the shade Light 45. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't wear this foundation that often, and the main reason is because this foundation is so incredibly high coverage. Like, this is by far the thickest foundation I think I've ever come into contact with. So I don't wear it that often. The only time I really ever wear this foundation is if I'm going to like a concert or a music festival and I really want to make sure that my makeup is going to for sure stay, you know what I mean? But I don't really wear this one too often, and I did order this online from Sephora, and I did get a shade a little bit too light for me, honestly. So every time I do wear this, I have to mix it with like a darker foundation or load up on bronzer or something of that sort. Another thing I don't really like about it is I don't like the top pump part, just because I feel like it gets really clogged and it just makes it really messy and disgusting. But as you can see, I've gotten a decent amount of use out of this, and I am going to keep this just because this is a really good concert foundation, and I do really like using this for like music festivals and all that good stuff. So yeah, I will keep this one, but I just have a few complaints about it. But other than that, it's not a bad foundation at all. The next foundation is this little compact one. This is the Revlon Color Stay 2-in-1 Compact Makeup and Concealer, and I got the shade 110 Ivory, and I will be getting rid of this foundation just because it is too light for me. I got this on a whim because I was looking for a compact foundation like my Mary Kay one, and I thought this one would be okay to like kind of use with it, but it wasn't. It spreads all over the face. It doesn't sink into my skin. It moves around. It is way too light. As for the concealer, I wasn't that crazy about it either, so I'm really not all that impressed with this foundation, to be honest with you guys. Just not a good buy. It does come with like a sponge and a decent size mirror, and you do get a decent amount of product and a decent amount of concealer. It just made me look really oily, really white, so yeah, not a fan, and I will have to say goodbye to this one. Moving on, we have another kind of like higher end foundation, and this one is the Buxom Show Some Skin Weightless Foundation. This is light to medium coverage, and the shade is Silky Beige, if you can see that right on top. And this is actually a foundation that my mom was using and wasn't using it anymore, so she gave it to me to finish it up. So it is almost gone, and I have tried it a few times. I'm not absolutely like through the moon crazy about it, but it's not bad. It's a pretty good foundation if you want something for work or something of that sort. So I'll probably keep this just so I can finish it up, but I probably wouldn't ever repurchase this because you guys know I do like something that has a little bit more high coverage and a lot more like, you know, just like flawless skin. And this one just shows a lot of imperfections, which is fine, but not something that I'm into, but we'll keep them anyway just to finish it off. Next foundation that I am pulling out is this one right here. This is the Kokie Skin Perfect HD Foundation, and this is in the shade 20W. I don't know if that makes any sense to any of you guys out there, but this one, I just recently did a foundation first impressions on this, and I did really like it, and I have used this quite a bit since the first impressions, and it is a really good foundation if you need something from the drugstore. I got this one at Walmart, so if you guys want to know more about it, go ahead and check out my first impressions on it. But I am going to keep it just because I really do like the foundation, and I really like the packaging as well. It just has like that really pretty like frosted glass look to it. And this one is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum Liquid Foundation, and I'm in the shade 200, which is soft beige. This is supposed to be like a skin perfecting full coverage foundation, and this foundation gets 2 thumbs up from me, and definitely one that I am going to be keeping because I love this foundation. It is a perfect full coverage drugstore foundation. It leaves an absolute beautiful finish on your skin. It doesn't show any imperfections. It doesn't sink into fine lines. It doesn't move around. It really kind of absorbs into your skin and gives you that really beautiful full coverage look. So I will be keeping this one for sure. It is absolutely amazing. Love it so much. So the next foundation is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Nude Ivory. And this is a cruelty-free brand and very, very affordable. And let me tell you, Wet n Wild, when I first started discovering them, they were just like kind of like a cheap makeup brand. And then throughout the last couple years, they have really stepped up their game, and they have really been coming out with a lot of like boss-ass products. Like this foundation is pretty good. I don't wear it that often just because the color again is a little bit too light for me. So every time I wear it, I have to mix it with a darker one. But as far as like a $4 foundation goes, this one is awesome. So I probably will keep this one. So it looks like we just have a few more products left to go through. So the last full big bottle of foundation that we have is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. I'm in the shade 03, which is light beige, and I also did a first impressions on this on my channel. And I really do like this foundation. It's very full coverage. It's very thick. It's something that you would want to wear on like a date night or a night where you're going to be out for a while and you won't have time to touch up your makeup, this is a really good foundation for that. The only complaint that I have is it does oxidize quite a bit, so it will make me look pretty orangey throughout the day. But I will keep it just because this does mix really well with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, just because it lightens up the color a little bit, and it also lightens up the thickness so it's not super thick like you're putting paste on your face. Don't know how much longer I will keep this just because I don't reach for this one as often as I do my other ones. This next one, product by Artistry, and this is an Artistry mineral foundation in the shade medium. Now I am going to get rid of this just because mineral foundations are not something that I like. I don't use them very often, so I'll probably just get rid of this guy just because I never reach for this, and even when I do try to reach for it, I have no idea how to use it and I don't get it. I don't like the coverage of it, so we're just gonna say goodbye to this guy. Then we just have a few concealers in here. I have this one by Tarte. This is the Tarte Maracuja creaseless concealer. This is in the shade light medium. Really good concealer. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it here, and I like the coverage of it. I like how thick it is, so this one can definitely stay. My little Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Coverage Concealer, that can definitely stay. Love that guy. This one is also a really good one. This is a Broadway Cosmetics concealer, and they recently, like, they're well known for their nail products, but this Drugstore concealer is seriously one of the best ones that I've ever tried. This is just their Broadway concealer cream, their camouflaging concealer, and I'm in the shade light beige, and it has like the little doe foot applicator, and I really like this concealer. It is awesome. And the other concealer that I have is this one by Makeup Forever in the shade 3, and this is just their full cover concealer. Again, really good one. Really like this. It is waterproof. So this one is almost gone, but I will keep it just to finish it up because it is a really good concealer. And then the last two that I have are Artistry concealers, and I have two of them. One of them is newer than the other. So yeah, as you can see, I've hit pan on this one, and this one is more brand new. So I'll probably keep this guy, and we'll get rid of this one right here. Okay guys, so here's what my drawer is looking like now. Basically all that we have left in here are just my concealers that I went through. We have some setting sprays, some primers, and then we have like more setting sprays, and then the rest is all powder. And I am going to keep all my powder just because I go through it a lot. So I'm just going to quickly organize my drawer and we can go ahead and see the after. Alright guys, and here is the after. So as you saw in the beginning, it was like a big cluttered mess, and now it is basically narrowed down to powders, primers, concealers, and foundations, and setting sprays in the back. I know that probably seems weird how I organized it, but it makes sense to me. If you're wondering what the Nivea Men thing is, I do use that as a face primer, and it does make a really good one. So in case any of you are wondering what the heck that was doing in there, that is why. So really happy with the results of this, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this and you want to see more declutter videos, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and so you don't miss out on any future videos. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye!